It's me! Alright, as per Jeff's request, here's a video for Dorado where we're on attack and they're using that freaking cheese. And it generally involves a Bastion and an Orisa or a Bastion and a Reinhardt. Something on the high ground where they just can output a ton of damage and they're fairly safe over there, like we saw the other night when we played. Okay, so here's the comp. Oh yeah, take a look at my desktop. Oh yeah. Here's the comp. And I have two scenarios here, two different comps that could work. So even if the first one we try fails, we can change it up and do something that's different enough that they might not see it coming. So, the first comp is me on the Rhine, Crit on the Pharah, Jeff on the Widow, Anders either on Soldier or Zenyatta, Hillary healing, and Tauren on Mexican Tracer or Tracer. Now notice that you three guys, you're all on characters who can just plink from range. So that's the idea. You four right here are the distraction. And Tauren and I are the ones that are going to fuck up that death ball on the high ground that they've got up there. So, this is assuming we're coming out and we already know that they're over there on that high ground position with a Bastion and a shield. And then whatever else. They might have a Junkrat in that hallway. You know, they might have someone down low. Doesn't matter. So, Crit, Jeff, and Anders and Hillary will all go this way, like we do coming out of this spawn. Jeff on the Widow will take a position up on this rooftop, because there's nice cover here. He can get out of their line of sight, and he can just put shots on them. So that's your job, Jeff. You're just moving in and out of cover, trying not to take damage, and you're just putting shots on them. And all you guys are doing is basically making them look at you. You're not really trying to get kills. If you do, great. But you're just trying to make them look over here. Crit, meanwhile, is in the air, and Crit's probably going to need Hillary tied to him in the pharmacy most of the time, because Crit's going to be kind of in the open, possibly taking the most damage. So the thing is, just stay as far away as you possibly can, Crit, and when you have to land on this rooftop with Jeff. Or this little rooftop over here. But again, all you're doing is trying to make them look this way and try to plink in some damage. Anders, meanwhile, a safe position for Anders on the Soldier or the Zen would be here. And if you're playing Zen, you should definitely be down here, because they're not going to come after you with those guys right up behind you. So you'd be safe. If you're playing the Soldier, a more dangerous position that you could possibly take would be up here. But at least if they start coming down that hallway, you can run away. And again, the main idea is to not take damage and just peek out and put enough damage on them so that they know you're still here. We want them to think that we're all over here. And if someone's coming down that hallway, key thing here, if you're on the Soldier Anders, is just fucking run and tell Jeff, because Jeff can look over from over there and crit, and they can cover you as you try to get away, and then you can head down here and shoot from here. So we've got them all looking this way. You guys are fairly close together, so Hillary should be able to hopefully keep you up unless someone does something stupid. And Crit, I know you're like out in the open. It's going to be the most difficult for you. But that's why just staying as freaking far back as you possibly can, like even out over the water here. But you're going to have to pay attention to, you know, your cooldowns so that you don't fall off the cliff. But the farther you stay away from that bastion, the less he's going to be able to do to you. And they're going to be looking that way. Meanwhile, me and Torin will come out this door. I'm on the Rhine, remember? And let's say Torin's on the Tracer. I think Tracer may be a better pick for this particular strategy. We're going to go through the tunnel. And when we get to this room, Torin, we're going to crouch walk the whole way. It's going to take a long time, but it's the only way they're not going to hear us. So we crouch walk all the way up here. And when we get here, I'm going to charge the bastion off the edge wherever he is. If he's over here, I'll hop up here and charge him off. And I'm going to try and charge him back, all the way back here. So that Anders is here and can help me finish him off if I don't kill him. But I should kill him. Because I want to get out of their line of sight as much as possible. So I'm going to end up back in this area. Meanwhile, once I hit that charge, Torin's just going to start unleashing on him over there. And when that happens, when that charge happens, that's the cue for the Farah to come in closer and start raining hell. Jeff should be able to stand out on the rooftop and just start shooting the fuck out of them. And Torin, I guess your main target to try and throw off is going to be whoever is putting that shield up. If it's a Rhine, if it's an Orisa. I mean, ideally, with my charge, I would grab the bastion and boop the shield person off the edge, so they would just be off. And then at this point, whoever Anders is on, he can either stay down here with me and start shooting up there, or whatever. But once you guys start dealing damage up there, I'm going to come back, jump on the payload, start moving the payload up. And then me and Anders are going to push up into this area, and hopefully by that point you guys will have them beat back. Now, if Crit gets picked, if the Farah gets picked in the fight, I would say it would probably be a good idea at this point for Crit to swap to the Diva. But if not, and you're doing well, we'll just keep running what we've got. Because what we've got should work. We've got the Tracer for flank. We've got the range damage in Jeff and Crit. I think it should be fine. Okay, so that's scenario A, or comp A, that we could use. And then comp B, which is essentially the same idea, just a little bit different execution. So we've got me on the Rhine again, Torin on the Tracer, and we're the team still going up behind. Then we've got the Orisa, Mercy, Zen, and Widow. And Jeff, that's a flexible position there. I think you could easily play a Soldier or a McCree if you wanted to. Yeah. So a little bit different comp for a little bit different idea. So the idea is this. Torin and I are exactly the same. We're going to do exactly the same thing. But you guys will then, and this is maybe even more of a distraction, because it gives the Bastion a nice shiny red shield to shoot at. You guys will come out, Crit will just plunk that shield down right here, and you'll all just kind of deal as much damage as you can while the shield's up. And meanwhile, it gives the Bastion something to shoot at. And then you retreat into this hallway. And Jeff could still go up onto this rooftop. Like, I think this is a great spot for a Widow. Just as a distraction. And then, you know, as the fight breaks, you can like grapple over to this roof, get a line down in there, and then you could grapple over to here and get a line down in there, you know. But that's basically the plan. So, I mean, when I charge, I will say, charging! And that's the that's pretty much the cue for everyone to move in and get in there and start dealing some damage, because Torin's going to be over here by himself at that point. So the faster everyone gets over here to the fight, the better, except for whoever Anders is playing, who's going to hang here and help me out with this bastion if I don't kill him immediately. And then we're going to jump on the payload and move it up. Well, I'm going to jump on the payload. Anders can then move up to the back of the fight. If he's Zenyatta, or if he's Soldier, he can move up to the back of the fight. But that's the plan. That's the basic plan. Alright. Adios.